Another day, another foundation review. Today we have the new Makeup by Mario SurrealSkin Natural Finish Foundation. This one is supposed to be more of a medium coverage, skin-like, very smoothing and more of a natural finish. I just reviewed the Natasha Denona new foundation. This one has more of a radiant finish as well as the new Tom Ford. So this one's going to be just a little different since the finish isn't supposed to be a radiant luminous one. And I'm excited. I personally loved the original Makeup by Mario. This one is a little bit more luminous, but I personally absolutely loved it. I love the way it sat throughout the day and everything. But lately I've been really into a more natural finish rather than glowy or too luminous. So I'm curious about this one. It is $48. Natasha Denona is $52. And yeah, it's a foundation with a natural finish, weightless, medium coverage that smooths and blurs for a second skin effect, provides all-day shine control, okay, and up to 16 hours of hydration. So it's supposed to not be drying or glowy. So we'll see how that works. In terms of the packaging, this has the frosted glass, very similar to his original one. You can kind of see that the original is definitely glowier and it has the see-through glass. This one is just more matte. I got the shade 6W. I was looking at the 9W in store, but they didn't have it. Like that was the only color they didn't have. And in the original, I am 8N, and I'm gonna swatch it next to it. You'll see how much thicker the luminous one is. And then the new one is a little bit more runny, well, a lot more runny. So those are the colors. You can kind of see that the original, that's 8N, is lighter than the new one. And the new one is 6W. Let's just put this on. I am in a bit of a hurry. I feel like I've been in a hurry the whole week. We just need to get going. So I'm not gonna blabber too much. That's probably a lie. I am gonna use the Makeup by Mario F4 foundation brush. It's dual-ended. I love this one so much. I think they have the F1 is for foundation, but I like this one a lot. So let's slowly apply this. The color seems to work pretty well. I did hear that this dries down a bit darker. So with this foundation, because it's more of a natural finish, we'll see if it's matte, it will dry down a little bit darker. So when you first apply it, it's wet. So I assume that it's just gonna dry down a little bit darker. That's something to consider. I think I mentioned it in my Natasha Denona review that with these foundations, make sure to let them dry on your skin before you decide on a color because it may dry down much darker. It does not mean it oxidizes. Oxidizes is what happens throughout the day. This one should dry down within, seconds. The color looks beautiful right now. It looks perfect. Let's see it on this skin. Yeah, this looks stunning. It looks like my skin, definitely medium coverage, very smooth, very, very smooth. Ooh, I'm liking that a lot. I think from initial application, I like this better than Natasha Denona. It's smoother around my pores, but I'm gonna let it dry down and see how it does. I don't want this to be full coverage. It's not even advertised as full coverage, more of a medium coverage, and it feels less foundation-y on my skin. Yeah, it definitely feels more like my skin rather than a foundation. That looks beautiful. Absolutely stunning. And if you guys have seen my review, I did end up enjoying this foundation. I think it's really beautiful. just around my pores and like smile line, it didn't perform as well as I was hoping, but overall it's a beautiful foundation and I do really love it, and it lasted so well throughout the day. But on first application, this looks a little bit more skin-like, less heavy. Not necessarily that the Natasha Denona was heavy, but that one looked just a little bit more like makeup on the skin, whereas this looks just like my skin. Here is the foundation. Absolutely beautiful, super blurring around my pores and with nothing. I think the color works really well. I know this is going to be a little light for when I get tan, because I do spray tan here and there, not all the time. So I can tell that I will need a darker shade for those days, but for my skin, I think it looks really good. I love this. It's not super matte or anything. If anything, I still see a little bit of a glow through it. We'll see if it sets down. And I will say I don't have any primer on. I just have my skincare that I applied maybe 30 minutes ago. And it doesn't look dry at all. To me, it looks a little bit luminous. Okay, let's do the other side. Just slowly building this up. It feels very, very thin on the skin. It feels like I'm wearing a skin tint, not a foundation, which is great. I love that feeling. If a foundation feels too heavy, just throughout the day, it makes me feel like I have something on my face, and I don't love that feeling, and most likely won't reach for a foundation like that. No matter how beautiful it looks, I tend to, pick other foundations. And I have so many, guys, so many incredible foundations, that for me to choose to wear a foundation throughout the day without having to review or anything, it means the foundation is wonderful. There is nothing worse than having a piece of hair while you apply your makeup. Nothing worse. Fight me over that. But it's just like, it drives me absolutely insane. I don't feel like it dried down much darker. There's just maybe a slight change in the color, but it's minimal. I'm mentioning this because I heard a few complaints about that, and I personally don't see the difference, but we'll see throughout the day. Maybe it will oxidize throughout the day. I don't know. This is the first time I'm applying the foundation, but this is absolutely stunning. And my skin is normal right now. It's not too dry. It's not too oily. And my biggest issue, I would say, is pores. Like, my pores look quite big. I don't have a lot of dryness, maybe a little bit around the nose. So we'll see how that performs. But besides that, I really don't struggle with many skin issues. I've had some breakouts here and there, but nothing tragic. I don't want to build this up anymore. I absolutely love the coverage right now. I think it looks seamless. It feels like I'm wearing nothing. It's so thin on your skin. I don't think it completely set down. I think it still needs just a little bit of time, but it's beautiful. It's a very blurring and smoothing, definitely around the pore area. If you can see there, I think the pores look so smooth without having any pore filling primer. The finish to me still has some glow to it. I don't feel like it's matte at all. Natural. It probably will become more natural throughout the day, like once it's completely set. But right now, I think it's absolutely gorgeous. Like, love it so much. So let me put a little bit of a concealer real quick. I do have the Makeup by Mario concealer. This is in 220. I don't know if I should wear this. Is it a little too dark for this foundation? No, I think it will work. I need very little of this concealer because it can be quite intense. So I'm just adding a little bit. I remember liking this concealer, but to be honest, I haven't used it in a bit. Maybe I should have used a concealer that I know so well. but I do remember liking it. So I'm just adding a very little. I don't know if I need it anywhere else. I think it looks pretty nice. And then like always, I am gonna powder the T-zone a little bit. I am using my La Prairie powder and just focusing it right under the eyes. I don't feel the need to powder anything else because it has such a beautiful finish, the foundation, that just setting under the eyes is all I'm gonna do today. I do have to say that I feel a little pale right now. I think the color matches my face really well, but not my body. My body is quite a bit tanner because I put so much SPF on my face, but I'll bronze it up and I think we'll make it work. Let's zoom in. I think this foundation looks flawless. It feels very, very light. I think it completely set down. I do think the luminosity has calmed down and it's pretty much become a natural finish. It doesn't feel drying at all. It looks very smooth and I think my pores look really good as well. Yes, we did powder and that will help, but I powder every single foundation and I think this looks stunning. It doesn't have that pretty glow that the Natasha Denona or the Tom Ford has, but I personally love more of a natural foundation because throughout the day my oils do come through a little bit and I don't want it to look too oily. So this is a perfect finish for me personally and what I like. Yeah, I think that looks very flawless and again it feels like nothing. I'm gonna go finish my makeup because I am in a bit of a hurry and I'll show you how it looks like. Makeup is all done and honestly it was quite simple. Didn't do much on the eyes. I just put mascara and a little bit of a brown liner and kind of winged it out. And on the face I used this from Hourglass. This is the medium color Story. It's the Dior packaging because I picked it this way, but it is this blush right here, the bronzer, and that's it. I didn't put any of the highlighters or anything because I want to see how the foundation wears throughout the day. And on the lips, I put this M.ph lip liner in the shade Bittersweet. It's been my most used color. It is a dark brown, but I've been combining it with so many lipsticks. And then on the lips, I have these new Dior lipsticks. I have 5 different colors. I'm kind of obsessed with them. I think I'm gonna do a separate video just swatching them, like a 10-minute video where I show you all the colors and then kind of my thoughts on them. But today I have the shade 390 on and I kind of spread it out and that's all I have on my face. Now let's talk about the foundation. The foundation looks stunning. I absolutely love it. I think it is super blurring, super smooth, very good coverage. I'm looking up close to see if it looks heavy at all, but I don't think so. Let's zoom you in. Here is a close-up of the foundation. You can still see my skin underneath, like there's always this sunspot or whatever that is that shows up. I don't mind seeing that. I truly don't care because overall everything looks so smooth and blurring. I am loving that. The pores look incredible. Around the mouth it looks super smooth. The nose also, even though it's a little dry, I see no texture or anything like that. Yeah, it just looks stunning. Like, I think it looks very natural. I think the difference between this one and the Natasha Denona is that the Natasha Denona had that wow factor initially. It was like, wow, you look so like glowy and youthful, but it didn't smooth out my skin. So I feel like from afar, the Natasha Denona initially looked a little bit more, it had more of a wow factor, but personally, I think the Makeup by Mario looks better on my skin. It looks smoother. It feels more like I'm wearing absolutely nothing. It's thinner as well. So we'll see how it wears. But right now, I personally like this one a little bit more, mainly like looking up close, I think it just looks a little bit more perfected, but we'll see. This is just first impression. Both of them are absolutely stunning, and you just get different effect from the foundation. One is more of a natural finish, one has that glow effect, so they're both beautiful, but everything looks really good right now. I still think the color's a little light for my body and for what I'm gonna use it. I think the 9W will be a better color for me in the long term, even though this I thought matched my face really good. Just my body's so much darker all the time than my face. So yeah, it works right now. I think it's good. I may just get a much deeper shade and then mix and match throughout my tanning days. So far, I think this foundation is absolutely lovely. I don't see any oxidation or anything like that. Even when it dried down, it didn't dry down 2 shades darker. It dried down just a little bit, which is to expected. So we'll see throughout the day if that changes. But so far, I am loving it. So I will see you guys in just a little bit. Check in natural light. I am in front of my door. I actually opened it, so we have good light. And I also have a mirror right here. And I was checking out the foundation, and overall it looks really good. There's one spot that I see. I'm gonna zoom you in real quick. The sun just went away. So right here, I noticed it's separating just a little bit. No, that's where I put concealer as well. So it could also be the concealer. But the way the Natasha Denona kind of broke or like set into my fine lines, this one doesn't do that. So I feel like it looks really good around the smile lines. The pores look really good. The nose is just a little bit dry. I have some dryness right here that I should pick probably. Forehead looks amazing. This area looks amazing as well. Have not touched up one thing. So yeah, it has been, I'm trying to think how many hours. I put it on at 9 a.m. and then it is about 2:30 right now. So I feel like it's doing really, really good. I don't think it got glowier at all. I think it just looks like a natural makeup. Yeah, I think it looks really, really good. I really have nothing to say that's negative except that on my chin, it looks a little bit off. And on my nose right here, I'm trying to hold the mirror. On my nose right here, I had some lipstick. So I had to rub that off. So if there's something off right there, it's because I rubbed it off. But yeah, it feels good. I feel like it looks really, really good. A little light for the body, but that's okay. We'll fix that. I will probably get the 9W instead. I think that would be a good shade for me. But that's it. Haven't touched up my lips either, and we had lunch, and so that looks good as well. So I will do one more natural day check-in, hopefully. I need to go again run some errands, and I'll see you guys tonight or later in the day. Final check-in of the day. The sun is going down as we speak. It's right there. And yeah, the foundation has worn, I think, really, really well. Let me come closer. Just try to stay away from the sun because it blinds us. But here is how the skin looks like. Is it too bright? I hope you guys can see. It's just kind of a tricky spot. So here is a close-up of how it looks around my smile lines, the pores. Here's a little bit with the sun. I think it looks beautiful. I think it wore really well throughout the day. I don't see so much around the pores. There's maybe some that was removed here. But overall, I think it looks really good. It did get a little bit glowier right here. I don't know if you guys can tell, but let me see if I move back. It's not bad at all. It's not something that I would even consider powdering at this point, you know, but I can definitely tell that there's just a little bit more luminosity. But yeah, and it is almost 7 o'clock. So this has been on for, you know, 10 hours. And I think it looks really, really good. it is the end of the day. It has been 12 hours since I put this foundation on, and I have my thoughts pretty much gathered. I have put this foundation through the test. I've been out and about pretty much all day. I think I was at home just for a couple of hours, and yeah, I've run around. I was sweating, so I did a ton, and I think this foundation looks absolutely beautiful. The only thing that I want to mention is that I did end up putting a little bit more bronzer kind of all over my face because I felt like it was just too light for my body. I think it was just kind of looking a little bit off. And so that's one thing that I ended up doing. I kind of took this big fluffy brush with some bronzer and just kind of did that, and that was right after I recorded. And I still feel like right now I feel like it looks good, but yeah, I still feel like I could go down a shade. But let's zoom you in. I think this foundation wore so incredibly well. It does have a little bit of a glow. If you can see, some of the glow kind of is coming through, but I would be fine just continuing to wear this because the glow is not oily. It almost looks like this just natural glow, like almost healthy. It does not look oily, at least not in person at all. I think it looks so just pretty. Right here, I can see it maybe settling a little bit in my smile lines, but nothing bad. Honestly, it's barely there. And just around the mouth, it's probably the most worn, but it's minimal. When I say minimal, I mean like I'm looking super up close to see if there's any movement, and maybe I see a little bit. So it has worn so well. I'm very impressed with this foundation. Just overall, the whole look, I feel like it's just looking really good. I like this more than the Natasha Denona because I think around the pores, if you can look up close, even though my oils were coming through a little bit, I don't think it's separated. I don't think my pores look more emphasized. And I pretty much use the same products that I used with the Natasha Denona. And yeah, I think it looks just smoother. And this is without a primer. So I am really liking this right now. On the forehead, it looks pretty much flawless. All around here, I don't see that it has pretty much moved at all. Yeah, it looks beautiful. Actually, really do like this makeup. I think it works so well for my skin. Right now, I have normal skin, and sometimes it can be dry around my nose, but it can also be oily if I run around and sweat. I feel like my oils will come through, and I think today was that day. I was kind of sweating quite a bit. I walked a lot. This weather can be quite warm, and we started the day so lovely with like 60s outside, and then it got to the 80s, so we don't like that. But yeah, I feel like the foundation has worn really well throughout the day. And I will say the lip, I've only touched it up once, and that was just like a little bit in the center. And I'm just loving these Dior ones. I think it's in my purse. I just have the packaging here. But these new Dior Stage lipsticks are so good. On stage, I'm sorry. And they last so long. Even a color that's intense like this one. And I wanted to mention one more thing. Oh, the comparison between the Makeup by Mario, the color looks so much different. The Makeup by Mario and the Natasha Denona. I would say that if you have dry skin, you will love the Natasha Denona. Even normal, I think you're absolutely gonna love it. It has this beautiful glow to it. Mostly if you have no issues with pores, you are gonna love it. It is a stunning foundation. With the Makeup by Mario, I think this is geared more towards normal, combo, oily, and normal to dry. If you have super dry skin, honestly, I don't know. Even if you have really dry skin, I haven't noticed any clinging to the dry patches around my nose. So I think it works for pretty much everybody. You do get less coverage with Makeup by Mario. I would say a really good medium. But if you're looking for that beautiful glowy foundation, then Natasha Denona is for you. If you're looking for more of a natural everyday foundation, I do think the Makeup by Mario one is a great one. I will continue to test both of these foundation out and kind of give you a roundup at the end of the week, I guess in 1 week. That way I'll have a lot more time to wear them, test them out, see different applications, different concealers, powders, and things like that. But if I had to choose right now, I think I like the Makeup by Mario better for my pores, for the smoothness. I think it's just so beautiful, and it wears incredible throughout the day. It has not moved at all. So those are my thoughts for now. I would love to hear what you think about this foundation. Have you tried it? Are you curious about it? Let me know all your thoughts down below, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.